All right, let's just jump right in. We usually think of our body as just one thing: me, you. But what if I told you that's not the full story? What if you're not one single being, but actually a massive, bustling city of tiny individual lives?
That number right there, 150 trillion. That's the best guess for how many cells make you, well, you. It's a number that's almost impossible to really picture, but every single one of those cells is a critical piece of the puzzle.
And look, that isn't just a cool sounding phrase, it's literally true. Each one of those 150 trillion cells is like a tiny version of your whole body. It eats, it creates energy, it gets rid of waste, it has its own little life cycle going on every single second. And here's where it gets really wild. Just like you have big organs, your heart, your lungs, your stomach, your cells have these teeny tiny little structures called organelles that do all the same jobs. So yeah, it's really like you're a whole universe made up of trillions of microscopic yous. So if every cell is basically a mini you, what does its day-to-day actually look like? Well, it's actually pretty simple, and it's a cycle you'll probably find very familiar. Okay, so think of it this way. Step 1 is delivery. Your blood is basically the Uber Eats for your cells, dropping off nutrients right at their doorstep. Step 2, the cell takes in those nutrients and uses them to make energy. But just like any factory, making stuff creates waste. That's step 3, the byproduct. And finally, step 4, the cell's got to get rid of that waste. I know it sounds a little crude, but this really is the perfect way to think about it. If your cells are eating all day, they're also producing waste all day. We just have a fancier name for it: metabolic waste. But here's the massive problem. You have a bathroom. Your cells, they don't. They just dump their acidic trash right where they live, all over themselves and their neighbors. And you can imagine, if that trash doesn't get cleaned up, it's going to start causing some serious problems. So how in the world does the body deal with the waste from 150 trillion little tenants? Well, it's got its own sanitation department. But the real question is, what happens when that system gets totally swamped? You've really got 3 major systems running the show at the cellular level. There's the blood system. That's the grocery delivery service. You've got the nervous system, the communications grid, telling everyone what to do. And then you have the lymphatic system. This is the big one for our story. It's the body's sewage system, the cleanup crew that's supposed to haul away all that cellular trash. Now, when your lymphatic system is flowing freely, it's great. Waste gets cleared out, cells are happy and healthy. But when that system gets stagnant and backed up, all that acidic waste just starts to pile up around your cells. It creates this toxic acidic soup. And this condition has a name: metabolic acidosis. And this stuff isn't harmless. We're talking about acidic waste that literally sits on your cells and corrodes them. It's like pouring a corrosive chemical on a delicate machine. It causes damage, decay, and eventually it can destroy the cell completely. So how do you give your body's overwhelmed sewage system a break? How do you give it a chance to finally catch up on all that deep cleaning? This is exactly where the power of fasting comes into play. Just think about how much energy it takes to digest food. It's a massive job. When you're constantly eating, a huge chunk of your body's resources are tied up in digestion, 24/7. But the moment you stop eating, all that energy gets freed up, and your body, being incredibly smart, immediately redirects it from digestion to detoxification and repair. And this energy shift kicks off one of the most incredible processes in all of biology. It's called autophagy. It literally means self-eating. It's your body's own built-in, highly intelligent recycling program. So how does it work? It's amazing. Your body goes around and identifies old, damaged, or malfunctioning cells. Then, those cells are programmed to basically self-destruct. They break apart, and then a specialized cleanup crew of cells comes in, gobbles up all the debris, and recycles any of the good, reusable parts to build brand new, healthy cells. It's out with the old, in with the new. That's the whole magic of it. By simply taking a break from eating, you give your body the time and the energy it needs to flip the switch on this deep cleaning process. You're letting it take out the trash, and even better, recycle the junk to build a stronger you. When you really understand this whole journey, from what's happening in one tiny cell, to the lymphatic system, to the power of autophagy, that's when you can truly start to unlock your body's full potential. And this brings up a pretty mind-blowing idea. What if most of us are just walking around operating at, say, 20% of our capacity? When your internal environment is clogged and acidic, you might not even realize what it feels like to be truly energized and clear.
You just get used to feeling okay.
But here's the thing you absolutely have to remember. Your body is not this fragile thing. It is the most powerful engine ever created. It's a self-repairing, self-healing machine. All the programming for repair is already built right in. So the real key is just knowing how to create the right environment for those repair programs to switch on. Once you get what's happening at this deep cellular level, you stop being just a passenger in your own body. You become the architect of your own biology. So it really all boils down to this one question. You are in possession of a self-repairing machine, the most sophisticated one on the planet. What are you doing to turn it on?